Hello and welcome back to Harriet's Custom Computer Art Plus. If this is your first time, welcome, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you'd like to be notified the minute I have up new tutorials. Also, please remember to like the tutorials by giving it a thumbs up. I'm going to be showing you how to assemble the not a bow tie, the dad tie box. This is a smaller version. You will be able, with the template, to resize it and make one as large as, so far I've made, 20 inches long by just about 6 inches wide. To this one is down to 10 inches, 10.5 inches high. So you can, and I have a tutorial showing you how to resize the template so that you can make your box any size you want, between 20 inches tall down to 10.5. You can even make it smaller than that if you want. That was just the smallest I wanted to do it in. So far I've made an 18 inch, 20 inch, and then this 10.5. I'm making it on a small scale so that you can see everything that I'm doing. Because on the large one, it was getting outside of my camera range, and so I do have some inserts of making the large one for key areas, which will be tagged at the end of this tutorial, or I'll put it in a separate one if this one is running too long to show you, because the large ones have to be cut in 2 pieces so that it's, because I was only using an 8.5 by 11 inch printer. But if you have a larger printer, you know, you can act accordingly. So first of all I'm going to do is fold down all of my tabs on everything, and then I will be back for the next step of the process. Now I've finished folding both my top and bottom, and also I want to let you know that I pre-print all of my cardstock. I usually print my cardstock for all of my projects just because I can that way I can just buy plain white cardstock, and with my EcoTake printers that are so economical, I can print, you know, any cardstock, any color, any design I want. So I pre-printed for this particular project. I needed 2 sheets of the patterned 8.5 by 11 inch sheets. And then I needed also 2 sheets of the printed, the sage, dark sage green that I made as the complementary color to this project. And all I do is run a thin line of glue, and I would suggest you really make it as thin as possible so that you won't have any trouble when you're making your lines to go around your edge. And I forgot, I have to put those on the template. I forgot to put the lines to go around where it would fold, so I'll add those to it by the time it's on my Etsy channel. But I'm just gonna wing it with mine because I know how to do that. All right, but it will be, you'll already have the lines on your template when you purchase it from Etsy. All right, so I have all my side panel pieces, and then I have these 2 pieces. These 2 extra pieces are just what caps off the ends of the tie. So I'm going to go ahead and get started gluing this on. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and do my measurements so that I don't have to make this long. And all I'm going to do is go in and then put my fold lines wherever they need to be. And I will be back. I thought I'd show you a quick way that I line up where my folds should go, just in case some of you would like to get into making your own templates, which I'm going to do a tutorial on how I design templates from scratch. All I did was, for these edges, I'll use one of the actual pieces I measured out. All I did was line it up with where it folds. Every time it folds or curves or goes at an angle. So all I did was line it up with where I wanted this much to fold around the top here for these pieces to attach. So all I did was line it up after allowing how much I wanted to fold around the top, and I just put a little dot there at the top corner right up here and right there. So you'll see the 2 dots for that one. And then to get the next straight section, I just put that original dot that I had put on the first actual curve, not curve, at the first angle, and then I just once again went down to where it starts to go to a new angle, and I put a dot there, and then just did the same thing, set it right at the point of the V, and then take it down to the end where it changes again, as you can see, and I put another dot, so that way I know that the length from here to there is this measurement. And then for the bottom, it was just a little overhang that will go down on this section, and then I'm just going to add in another piece from the extra green strip to make the full base of the section, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that with the green one. And once again, I'm going to go here, put a dot, and I'll just fold this in half on this curve. Let me put my pen away and get my scoring board. Sorry, you can hear my dog panting in the back. He hates the ice cream guy for no reason, so she goes berserk whenever the ice cream guy comes. Stop it, Sansa. Sorry about that. And now I'm just going to make my scoring line by lining up that dot I made. Then I'm going to fold this in half, and I can either line this up with the cutting end right here, so that I can cut this to fit exactly. So I'm going to bring that back some until it's lined up with my cutting edge, and then I will use my cutter to cut that piece off. So now I have the portion to put on the base of my tie, and I'll do the same thing for the other one. So now we're ready to start putting it together. I have it scored on all those lines, so I'm going to go ahead and fold those. And we're ready to assemble. So I'm going to pull these off to the side. I guess I'll start with the box base. So I'm just going to take my first one, and I'm just mimicking the fold of the shape of the tie. That's the wrong side. That one goes on this side. No, yeah, that one goes on this side. This is the correct one for this side. You want the folded edge down because that's going to be the portion of your box closure, and it also gives stability to your box. So the part you're going to be gluing is this edge that's unfolded. So I need to fold this one back. I usually start with this section right here and then go down. So I'm going to put some of my hot glue here, trying to see which is the best way since it's the first time I've done it with hot glue. I think that'll work. I think I really prefer the tape gun because I don't want any glue seepage, but I wanted to get this completed pretty quickly, so doing it this way seemed like the best option to use the hot glue. And if you're gonna use hot glue, I'm just putting just pretty much a little dot of hot glue, but you just have to move faster with your assembly, and then try not to get excess glue where you don't want it. That'll be the only drawback to doing it this way. And I'm just gonna keep adding a little glue along here until I get the whole side completed. Give it a little chance to set up and then move on down. I'm using extremely hot glue, so you have to remember to be careful because these teeth are open. So when you press it underneath to adhere it, remember you're pressing on some hot glue if you're using hot glue like I did. I'm just going to keep on gluing these sections. And then when I get down to this section, this is a short piece, but remember that's why we cut this piece so that it can overlap the full bottom of the tie and keep it looking neat. So I'm hot gluing this off camera because I'm trying to get it done before the glue sets up, but you have the general idea of how to attach it to the tabs. Now I'm going to take the other side and do the same thing. Take the other side, do the same thing, and then I'll start up again when I close off the ends. Okay, now we're ready to close up the ends. So I'm going to put a little glue on here on both sides to close up the ends. Just a really small amount, just a smear really, just to get that in attached so I have a place to put my extra little square or rectangle that I cut out in the template. Looks like it works better if I put it over here instead of on the teeth because it doesn't squeeze through the teeth as badly. And I'm just pressing it there for a few seconds until it adheres. Sorry if I'm going off camera. I'm trying to keep it on camera as much as possible so that you can see what I'm doing, but it gets kind of difficult at times. And now I have my end piece, which should line up exactly or close enough because I measured it by it and I did a good job. It fits. So now I'm going to glue this on and then I'll be back in the camera view. Okay, now we're ready to close up the ends. So I'm going to put a little glue on here on both sides to close up the ends. Just a really small amount, just a smear really, just to get that in attached, so I have a place to put my extra little square or rectangle that I cut out in the template. Looks like it works better if I put it over here instead of on the teeth, because it doesn't squeeze through the teeth as badly. And I'm just pressing it there for a few seconds until it adheres. Sorry if I'm going off camera. I'm trying to keep it on camera as much as possible so that you can see what I'm doing, but it gets kind of difficult at times. And now I have my end piece, which should line up exactly or close enough, because I measured it by it and I did a good job. It fits. So now I'm going to glue this on, and then I'll be back in the camera view. Gonna just put some glue along this top edge, just basically a small line, and I'm gonna just line it up with both sides and press it in place. Then just gonna run some glue up each side to finish adhering it. And this is the same thing you're gonna do in the large version. The only difference will be, because the large version is cut into two halves, you'll just have to join the halves at the area that's indicated in the tutorial that I'll be adding at the end of this portion. So now that's done. Now all we have to do is do this end, and we're going to take our end piece, making sure that the edge is up, and we're going to attach it here so that you get a neat ending to your tie. So now our box base is all complete, and we're going to do the same thing to make the top. Now both pieces are finished, and all you have to do is line them up and put the top on. And that's our finished assembly for the box. The only thing now is to add the tie clip, and on this one, since I don't have a cutaway and the pattern is so forgiving, I can put my tie clip anywhere. And the tie clip will come with just a gold ring for you to insert, you know, any sport theme or your dad's initials or whatever it is, the word dad or whatever it is that you want to put on the little tie clip image that'll be included with this template. I hope you enjoy this project, and I hope your dads will enjoy receiving it. I have glue on my hand. But that's how easy it is to make it. The larger ones are just this on a larger scale, so it assembles the exact same way. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next time.